Previously on Star Wars: Darkest Dawn. Still disguised as merchants, the team began looking for Randall Tantalo in a seedy bar called Club Lost, a club populated by non-human speeder bike gangs. After some distractions and a spirited debate, it is decided that Montan will make the connection with their contact, and Drade would act as his human servant, while the rest of the team prepares for a distraction with a newcomer to the team, the Nautolan bounty hunter named Alotak. After Montan and Drade secure the payment for Randall, it is discovered that Randall is actually a Republic clone and seems to know who Drade is. Hastily leaving Club Lost, Montan and company make their way to the rendezvous as the others prepare to create a distraction to aid in their escape. The rest of the team were outside of the Meltdown Cafe, a popular watering hole on level 88. They began the first phase of their plan when quickly realizing that they almost picked a fight with every denizen within the cafe. Thinking quickly on his feet, Alotak shouted distracting commentary, making it appear that one of the men inside the cafe had been in an affair with his wife. With the rest of the gang under the assumption that this was some kind of marital spat, the rest of the team was able to capitalize on the confusion and continue to bamboozle their way out of the problem and provide enough of a distraction for Montan and company to safely make it back to the ship.
I'm ready!
I've got to get a green screen. My temporary housing over here with the log cabin bed.
If anything, people will think you live out in the woods.
Yeah, it looks like you're outside.
Sweet.
Well, I say that because of the beard.
Because of the beard?
They might think he's a hermit with Wi-Fi.
You should speak, you scruffy nerf herder.
At least I can manage to trim it when I can.
Okay, so we are back. We are live with obviously our pew pews. We had some people join late, so I apologize. I have to do a little bit of setup to get them in. So it'll be just a moment. You're going to see some technical stuffs
A little
while I get them
behind the
added.
scenes magic.
Wow.
Yep.
Do not look behind the screen.
Do not look behind.
Okay, there is that one. All added. Okay, and now to get Todd added. For those of you who joined after the intro, we typically have a voiceover narration that kind of does a game recap at the very beginning, which is a little different from some of our other games. So I do apologize. I can get this pulled up, and that should be correct. And there we go. Okay. And okay. All right. So as an addition to that recap, we have not left, or we have not actually gotten back to Pelagia as of this point, or Pelagon. haven't gotten back to the Tapani sector. You guys are still mid-flight. You have left Nal Hutta airspace, system space, for lack of a better word, and currently on your way back, because as I am aware, there were some questions that some people wanted to ask, and probably some fingers to point.
Cool. So are we like just on the beginning of like that journey back or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are all in the ship at this point. There is a map for all of you that can access Discord or the chat. It is in there. So please feel free to utilize that. The obvious, well, Drade, at this point, you would have set the course. You don't have to stay in the pilot's cockpit the whole time, obviously.
Yeah.
The ship will alert you when there are problems if you need to be there.
Sweet.
Technically, Ashijak, even though her player is in here, is there as well. Alotak is here as well, so in the ship. A description, this is a Gurtok freighter. Those of you who don't know what it looks like and you're watching the audience, you can Google it. It is basically the flying turtle version of what the Millennium Falcon might look like. It literally does look kind of like a flying sea turtle.
It's turtles all the way down.
Pretty much, yeah. Drade's got a license plate in the back. It says, I break for turtles.
Totally.
So,
Okay.
but yeah.
If you can read this, you're following too close.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Drade, why don't you just take it away then?
Sure.
Your guest right now is actually in the back. He is by himself on one of the bunks and is just looking over his gear currently.
Okay. Yeah, so if anybody happens to be in the cockpit there with me, I'll be like, going to have a chat with our newcomer. Wanted to ask him a few things. Be back in a bit. Stands up
Okay.
and heads back
I will
there.
stay in the. I'll stay in the cockpit.
Okay.
And so then he heads back into the bunk rooms where Randall is. And going inside, he's like within one of those rooms right now.
Yeah, he's on. We'll say he's on the right side since they have two specific quarters that are
Okay.
broken up.
And I assume like the doors to those things can be closed. It's not like just permanently open or anything like that. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a spaceship. In case of a vacuum, anything that has a door has to be able to close shut.
Good point. Okay, cool. So yeah, he'll go into that room. He'll step inside and he'll close the door behind him, and he'll like do one of these. He'll fold his arms and kind of lean up against one of the bunks and be like, "Randall, huh? That's a change. I wouldn't have taken you for a Randall, Sev."
He says, "Well, it's the name that I was given, so I figured I'd probably try and adjust."
Well, whatever name you got, I'm glad you're alive. I always had a thought that you made it out of Kashyyyk, but after so much time, you never came back. They just went from MIA to killed in action. How did you how did you get out of that?
Don't remember a whole lot. I do know that the Wookiees at Kashyyyk helped me out. We were there in the middle of an op. Whatever went sideways. I was knocked unconscious, and when I finally came back to, it seems like most of the war had already passed us by. Seps had been routed, and some of the Wookiees in the area were taking care of me.
Wow. The force was on your side that day. I'm glad. Well,
Funny thing you should mention that. So, he's like looking around and he says, "Tramp freighter captain. That's a big jump from a commander to this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I take it you heard about Order 66, or have you not?
Oh, I heard, but I wasn't around to receive the original message.
Right.
And
right.
when I was finally able to get out and about, by that point, the newly christened empire had been putting Kashyyyk on lockdown.
Right. Well, yeah, you may have remembered I was attached to Omega Squad at the time, and well, when they got the order, I didn't realize what was going on, and they had their guns drawn. Long story short, they didn't much like that order. Not that the commander of the squad was really into Jedi, but still, we had fought together so much, and we'd saved each other so many times. I'm glad they looked at me as one of them. So once they got that order, they told me about it, explained what was happening, and they helped me actually get off world. And ever since then, here I am as Drade Kenner. And as soon as I could, I got myself a ship. Not paid off yet, but gets you from point A to B, and I'll eventually fully own it one day, I'm sure.
So you've become a civvy.
In the beginning, I didn't want to be, obviously, but if I show myself, it's not as if Order 66 goes away. Clearly, the Empire ever found out who I was, where I was, well, big problems for me and anybody I was hanging out with. So for the first few years, I was looking for any survivors, but couldn't find any.
Yeah, the Wookiees who helped me out had mentioned something about that. Some Padawan eventually showed up and helped out a bit. Didn't catch his name. Still, little tyke by Wookiee standards.
Huh. Really? Wow.
But by that point, I helped them. I helped some of them liberate the area from Trandoshan aggression. The Empire outsourced a lot of their less savory jobs to the Trandoshans, and they hit the ground running.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that you met at least one. I spent years, but I wasn't fully versed in training. I don't know how to sense them or find them from a distance, so I just tried the old-fashioned way, but yeah, that hasn't been working out, so I've just been trying to make ends meet, really.
So you mentioned Omega. Any idea where they went off to?
I have no idea. I mean, they didn't sustain any casualties by the time that they helped me get off world. They kind of smuggled me with another group of people who were willing to take me. From that point, it's radio silence. Obviously, if I tried to contact them or they me, that'd be big problems for both of us. So, as far as I know, they were fine, but I really don't know, unfortunately.
So how exactly did you get roped into all this? Or what, are you now a mercenary or something?
Yeah, the strange thing, your employer, apparently, Lord Toronar, he reached out to a bunch of us, that pretty much everyone you see on the ship right now, except for Alatak. He's brand new to the team.
I don't know any Lord Toronar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Funny thing, the people who saved my bacon were Seps. former, anyways. But they seem to be keeping the fight up. They just operating out of Hut territory.
Interesting. Huh. Well, that is strange. I mean, it's amazing that you and I managed to find each other after all these years just on accident. But that seems strange. So, okay, to explain, this Lord Toronar, it's where we're headed back to, this planet of Pelagon. We were all contacted individually, it seems. No matter where we were, I was kind of surprised that I got this message from him, just being the courier and transporter that I was. I just thought I had a good stroke of luck, or maybe I had a good reputation by then or something. But yeah, it doesn't quite make sense, because our mission was to find you. It seemed like he was saying that you were doing a job for him or working for him undercover or something on Nar Shaddaa. What was that business anyway?
Well, I've never been very good at the business side of things, but obviously very good at the killing. So when I eventually found my footing, I ended up taking a job for Rival Hut, and they sort of bounced back and forth between me and jobs here and there. Started making pretty good coin, but then they turned around and they didn't like how efficient I was. Of course, I understood their operations, and so I became effective at neutralizing both sides. So they turned it into on the enemy sort of thing.
Wow. You've never heard of Lord Toronar, but he knew about you and wanted us to rescue you. Interesting.
Sounds like one of them connected kind of guys.
Yeah, he apparently is. I'm not sure how well connected, but that's strange. Maybe Tycho knows more. He's the leader of our crew here, as it was. This is my ship, but he's the one who
is he the one with the soft hands?
Yeah, that's the one, Lord Tycho.
What's he? Your money guy or something?
More of a, well, I suppose you could say that, bureaucrat. You know, he knows politics, he knows some business, he can get his way when he says the right things and throws his credits around. He's decent fellow so far as nobles go, actually. Lord Toronar is too, come to think of it. That is strange. I gotta ask him what he knows.
And so, do they know me as this Randall, or have you told them all who I am?
So far, it's Randall. I didn't want to out you. I mean, they don't know that I'm anybody but Drade. So, kind of hush hush on that if you don't mind.
By this point, I understand. I've had to understand in a quite difficult fashion. Picked up a couple scars learning that one.
Well,
they train you for everything back in Camino except how to integrate into society.
Right. Yeah, so everything, you couldn't come back to the army then, since you came to after everything was said and done?
That's exactly it. The gear that I had was set to Republic channels. All of that changed. Almost oddly enough, overnight.
That's right. That makes sense.
So I have no idea what happened to the rest of my squad. I don't know what happened to Omega Squad or any of them. I've been on the outs and by myself for a number of years now.
Well, I mean, you've been doing pretty well. I'm glad you made it this long enough for us to find you and get you out of there. Yeah, gosh. So, I mean, again, that's where we're headed to meet Lord Tarnar. Let him know we rescued you. You were the objective complete. Our trek is going to be about a week or so, assuming
Mm.
that this old bucket of bolts, holds firm.
Well, good enough for me. So I don't know if you've got anything in the meantime, but I'm planning on getting some shut eye for the time being.
Right. Yeah. You do that. You do that, Randall, and I'll see you in the morning. So then he opens the door, heads out, closes it for him, and then he goes to look for Tycho.
Okay. Tycho could be doing anything right about now. Maybe taking
And-
inventory, maybe playing a game.
Tycho, what time is it?
Well, you guys left in the evening time at this point, so keep in mind you're not in a planetary system. You're like in hyperspace, so time is more relevant to you, the individual.
Yeah, like how close to bedtime are you, or like?
I need my beauty sleep. Yeah, he's just getting up from a nap.
Okay.
He's just getting up from a nap.
So he's probably over like just adjacent in the other bunks.
Okay. It's probably where he would look first anyway, because it's right there. Yeah.
Sure.
So he'll go over there, take a look inside, see him. Oh, hey, Tycho. I didn't mean to wake you. You doing okay?
Morning, Drade. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just waking up. I took a nap.
Right.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, then he walks in and he closes the door behind him and kind of like just sits on a bunk that's across from Tycho. And he's
Mhm.
like, "Hey, how much do you know about our benefactor, Lord Tornar?"
Not much. Not much, but I'm sure it'll come out in time. Very suspicious, don't you think? Rich nobleman gets a whole bunch of people together, and now we're doing risky missions and life endangering stuff. So there's probably more to him than meets the eye.
Yeah, he didn't tell you anything, give you any information whatsoever about why he chose us specifically or anything?
You were the best that he could find. If I to paraphrase, it's been a while, but you guys were what he was looking for apparently. So
What he was looking for. Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, he is
well, and
good
it's
at finding what he's looking for, apparently.
yeah, and apparently it's worked. We're all still alive. 2 missions in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm glad. I didn't mention this earlier, but I'm glad that we actually saved the slaves. Just to let you know, that's fantastic in my book. The more I know that put us at kind of a disadvantage, and well, unfortunately, we got Alotech to, balance that out. But I mean, that's the type of thing I was hoping we'd be able to do, and I'm glad that we capitalized on it.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you you're happy with that.
Good. So yeah. When we get back, to our destination and
Right.
debrief with Tornar, I'm probably gonna have some questions for him, just so that might have to be private. Maybe me, Randall, and Lord Tornar, just so you're aware.
Fair enough. Yeah. Thank you for the heads up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, how do you think about the team? You being the de facto leader, you have any suggestions or what?
No, I don't have any suggestions. I think we're learning as we go. Apparently, this is not my being sneaky and fighting, and all of this is not my forte. So I'm much better at the library or at a town hall somewhere. So we're just going to do this one day at a time, and we're just going to figure each other out. And if we succeed, we succeed. If not, we gave it our best, right?
Our best, yeah, that makes sense. So earlier you were saying Lord Turner, he found us because we're the best at what we do, or what have you. What is it
Mhm.
that you do that's the best that you think he got you for?
Probably my title.
And that's it?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I was a pretty smart cookie in school, and I had some pretty good tutors, and I was going to, eventually, you know, take up a post in the consortium. That was until I made my feelings known about the Empire, and that put me on the outs. So when Lord Tornar called, I was like, "Oh, perfect timing."
Made your thoughts known. So what are your thoughts about the Empire? I mean, generally it seems all of us are kind of against what they've been doing, but
Very dangerous, very dangerous. And the fact that they were able to just flip the Republic and turn it into an empire overnight and crush any opposition, just bombing entire planets. Not good. It's not good. And, it's only a matter of time before they come after the consortium, right? They want it all. And the consortium is one of the wealthiest trading partners the Empire has. So it's only going to be a matter of time. But the Queen Mother says she doesn't. Well, the Queen Mother likes having diplomatic and trading relations with the Empire. Doesn't
Right.
want to mess that up. So
interesting. Well, huh. So we're all against the Empire. Interesting. Well, good. Good. Oh, this has been a great chat, Tycho. Appreciate. Oh, you don't mind if I call you Tycho and drop
yeah,
the Lord, do you?
just drop the Lord. We don't, especially out here in space. Nobody cares. The only people who care are, diplomats and other, bureaucrats. So out here, I'm just Tycho. Don't need to worry about formalities or royal titles or anything like that.
And don't take this the wrong way, but you seem like probably the most laid-back nobleman I've ever known. Anyone else? Boy, it's Lord this and Lord that and Lady this and Lady that, but gosh, it's a pleasant surprise, you know?
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Huh. All that book learning, right?
All that book learning.
Well, all right. Get back to the cockpit, make sure the hyperdrive hasn't exploded or something.
Yeah, we should probably make sure so that way we don't have another. What was that junk planet's name? Darude?
Right.
I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah.
Right. All right then. So Drade opens up the door, heads out, and
Tycho will
heads back to
salute
the
him.
cockpit.
On his way out.
Okay. So did anybody have anything else that they wanted to discuss with anybody or handle while we are en route, or can we fast forward and get back to civilized space? And by the way, Todd, Rebel Tank Girl says, "Hi, Allotech." Sounds like somebody knows you.
Yes.
And you're muted.
I just to state it, I'm installing those pieces we bought for the droid on route.
Okay, go ahead and roll then.
Okay.
I mean, you've got plenty of time to make up
Yeah.
for anything that you bought. It's just how quickly and efficiently you're able to get it done is all.
Where's my skill? There it is.
Todd, you're still
Wow.
muted.
Got a 12 with an advanced skill, so it moves me up a category. But
That is helpful. So if that's the case, boop. That puts you, so 12 would have been a moderate success. If it moves you up a category, then it puts you in a difficult range. So good deal. So you're able to take your time just like you like it and get it all taken care of.
and I will let the R2 pilots know that the droid should be able to make feasible astrogation charts, on request if you want.
Excellent. All right, good to know. Appreciate it.
Very
Marquette.
nice.
I.e., he's at 4D for astrogation.
Oh, sweet.
Sorry about that. It opened two screens at the same time for me. I was trying to take it off mute. Am I good?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I have to actually re-add you. Hold on a second.
Sorry, I don't know what the heck happened.
Yeah, that threw me off too. I was like, I lost somebody, but how many are we? I think I have everyone.
I was trying to unmute and it like my computer just did weird stuff. I was saying that Elotech would want to help Montan with the droid, or at least talk about the droid with him, because it's something that he's into.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Montan will nerd the entire trip about droids if you want.
That's your funeral.
No, that's an interest in his. So droid programming, droid repair, computer programming.
There's an advanced skill called droid engineering, which you have to have 5D in programming and repair to get, and he has that. So
I don't. So you're above me. So
what I'm saying is he can teach. Like he's professor level. He'll be happy. Cool. Teach you whatever you want to know.
So I'm coming in on the basic level of programming, and you're like, so we've got this other language. I'm like, oh wait, you tell me more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
I
some hack a droid.
want to make sure that Dre knows that I can pilot as well. I can't do combat pilot, but I can definitely do a freighter like this.
Gotcha. Excellent.
Okay. So then the rest of you, to fast forward to that, the time it takes to go from point A to point B, you finally hit the hyperspace lanes, make it all the way back to the Tapani sector, to the homeworld of Pelagon. I keep forgetting that one, but I'm pretty sure that is the main planet. Let me just double check. The reason why I get it confused is there is a planet with a similar name. No, that's it. Pelagon. Okay, cool. There's a planet with a similar name that I get it confused with. That's the capital of the sector, but it belongs to a different house. So that's why I want to double check that. Okay, so we are good. Ba-dum-bum-bum. So you at this point break. Actually, the ship would dock for repairs and replenishment at the Pelagian Star, which is the space station that orbits the planet, and you would take a shuttle back down to planet side. And for those of you who are watching, who are unfamiliar with this planet, Pelagon is actually a ocean planet with the population, the air-breathing population that reside on platforms that are above the water. So if you've played Star Wars: The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, I think it's one with Manon. It's a very, very, very similar look and feel, except most of the races that dominate here are human, as opposed to the aquatic races there.
Selkath.
Selkath, thank you. Yes. The cooler version of the Mon Calamari, in my opinion. I think they look cooler. Plus, they have these little things that kind of come down on either side that makes it look like for me, they could kind of do like one of these, like
alien catfish.
Yeah, they're basically like alien catfish, but the fact that they've got it's almost like it's not really antennae, but it looks almost kind of like cheeks. But because they could take their hands and kind of do this, I keep imagining like a nervous Selkath would probably do that. or a maniacal one, kind of like they're twirling their mustache, kind of going like so. But they're cool, anyways. But you guys touch down on the docking platform that is on the that's on the main platform where most of the population here is residing. And of course, there's staff that's taking care of the shuttle that you took from outer space to here. And at this point, you see a Twi'lek child come running down the walkway with his hands kind of wildly throwing up in the air. He's yelling something, but it's still kind of loud ambiance wise as the engines are powering down or whatnot, so you can't really hear. But as he gets closer, you can hear him yelling, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, come look, mommy, mommy," and just bolting down the way towards Nasara.
Drade's gonna look at Nasara and be like, "You better go look, mommy."
If you'll excuse me, I'll meet up with you shortly to debrief, and then she will head down the hallway towards her child.
Okay, so he takes like 2 steps and then jumps. He's a 10-year-old, so he's kind of big. Jumps up to get into your arms. Why don't you give me a strength check?
Oh boy. Okay.
You are angling for at least an easy, because he's going to try and hold on to you, but
just straight strength.
Just straight strength. 6 or higher and you're good.
Seven.
And
no, just kidding. I started with a 1.
Oh, okay. So you do one of these numbers. You kneel down just a little bit to try and catch him, and he just you just topple straight over,
all right,
and hit the ground. And so he's like, "Oh!" He kind of like shakes his head, and his leku kind of flying around a little bit, as he accidentally bowled over his mom.
I'm sure it won't be the last time. Certainly not the first. So we'll just sit there on the floor for a moment and catch up.
Okay, so he starts getting up and he says, "Mom, I gotta show you something. It's super cool. Come with me, quick!" And he's like,
"Okay."
He's got your hand trying to like tug you along. He's really excited.
Okay, I will follow him.
Okay, so he takes you into the estate, from the platform at this point, and takes you, and he is just bouncing like he can't stay seated. The last time you saw him this excited was the first time he experienced swoop bikes.
Oh boy.
So he's found something that's really got his interest. And you go on the inside of the estate from there at this point. He races with you at this point. He's trying to run, but he's holding onto your hand while doing it. So you're kind of getting run tugged. You're getting taken for a drag, basically. As he takes you into his room, and he shows you what appears to be like a small by comparison to like predatory animal, but a good 2 or 3 foot long, semi bulky looking lizard creature. And it's already been like done up in taxidermy and whatnot, and mounted like to a wall plaque in his room. He says, "I did that."
What is that?
Oh, he actually stops and thinks for a second. He looks at the engraved little plate that's at the base of it, and he gives you the name of the race. He says, it's like a scavenger thing. They took me on a hunt, Mom.
Oh,
I shot a blaster.
And you didn't shoot your eye out. That's great. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And she'll lean close to it to take a look and maybe touch it very carefully.
Okay. I mean, it's legit. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So he says so I was doing really, really good in school. I've been trying to focus. Auntie Bell has been after me about doing that. But Mr. Sinat was apparently going to go out hunting with some of the guys. I think they're other security guys, like their friends or something. Anyways, and G went with them, and G told me that the definition of love is like making a shot to the knees of a target 120 kilometers away using an Artec sniper rifle with a tri-light scope, and I just had to try
it. The droid said that about what droids?
Yeah. You know, I didn't think about it at the time, but yeah. So he showed me how to line up the shot, and mommy, I got him on the first time, right here.
Wow. Okay. Well, it sounds like you had a great time and you got a nice trophy out of it, and you came back safely. That's excellent. I'm glad you had such a good hunt.
She says, or he says, oh no, it was a lot of fun. I said, well, I mean, I accidentally like tripped at one point and I scared one of their big prize things away, so I think they might have been kind of mad at that. So I said, für feck, and I did. And Nasara, why don't you roll a culture, or do you have languages?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you roll languages real quick? This was pretty common, so again, 6 or higher.
That is another 1.
Wow. Okay, so you completely missed that one. Okay.
Let's get these ones out of the way. Yes.
Okay. But he seemed passionate about, what he said, and then he says, it's like, oh, well then I totally was going to make it up to them. And then when G showed me how to do that, I waited patiently and I slowed my breathing down like he told me to. And he told me I shot really well for a meat bag.
This droid really is quite strange. But
Oh, and he's teaching me Huttese, Mom.
That's a valuable skill.
Yeah, he said it's like a popular trade language.
It really is. Yes, it very much is. That's great.
Oh, so it is a really good thing I'm learning it, because I didn't know. I mean, he seems to know like all the words, but some of the words he was teaching me, it sounded kind of like they weren't polite.
Well, you know what? It's helpful to know words that might be impolite, because you have to understand what people are saying, even if you don't actually use those words yourself.
Okay, cool.
However, it may not be appropriate for someone of your age to be exposed to these concepts. Maybe I'll have a word with G.
Oh, no, Mom. I don't want to make it sound like I'm tattletaling on him. He's just now starting to open up to me.
You know what?
I actually got him to high five.
He is really a strange droid.
He is kind of, but he's actually kind of cool.
But I'm glad that you came home safe, and I'm glad that you had a productive and educational experience. That's great.
Yeah, I totally did. And if I focus on this, he tells me that I could be a successful hunter.
Well, I mean, that is an option.
Or I can put on one of those sand people faces and shoot at bikes as they go past sand dunes.
Maybe not that. You'll
I was just kidding. I saw that on the Tatooine races, and it seemed really really risky.
Yeah, that's great. If you'll excuse me, I need to debrief from my mission, and then I'll come back and we can talk some more.
Okay, sure. Love you.
She'll give him a hug and a kiss, and
Okay,
then
so he gives you big child warm hugs. Very excited that mom is back after 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks at this point.
hopefully our next mission won't be quite so long.
And so, I mean, at that point, he goes back into his room, and you can hear him, right back at it, like something electronic started that sounded like it had to do with, swoop bikes again. So probably playing one of those simulator games that he just recently got.
Nice. Okay, so I will head back to the group.
Okay. And so Nasara and Tycho, at this point, everybody is brought back to the estate respectively, but everybody but Nasara and Tycho are in a side room, someplace, just waiting. You're waiting for the debrief to be over. So Tycho, you want to take that away?
Sure.
At this point, Lord Toronar is on the inside. He is apparently just finished up a call with somebody as you both come in.
Okay. Tycho will turn on that charming smile and that warm, fuzzy feeling, and he will say, Lord Tornar, we have returned with your friend Randall.
I see that you have. You've also brought me a couple of new guests.
Yes, they were on sale on the 88th floor, and I decided to make some purchases. I know that you like to free indentured servants, so take it as a gift for a job well done.
I see. So what part of the keep your heads low did you miss?
I should have asked more questions. I was not prepared to go to the 88th level. I was very overdressed, and I had way too much money on me. So I do take responsibility for that. Yes, I should have kept my head down, did a little bit more research about the 88th floor. Be that as it may, Randall is here, alive, unharmed, and so is everybody else. So
He is. That much is true. However, given the complications of what took place, I'm docking your team 3,000 from the overall total. That is going to be rewarded to Alotech for coming on board.
Oh, yes. I was wondering. I was going to ask about Alotech. Is he going to be joining us, or was this just a one-time?
I was going to leave that up to you to offer him a contract.
Excellent.
But his pay is going to be given to him.
Perfect. He'll pull out his the data pad, and he'll get like a contract written up and put Alotech's name on it. I will make sure he signs this contract.
Good. Nasara, can I speak to you in private?
Oh, one more thing before I go, Lord Tornar.
Yes.
Apparently, Drade has some questions for you. He let me know, so I thought I'd let you know. So,
Questions that require
it's of a private nature.
To go outside of the usual channel of communications, because that is your role.
Correct.
Hmm.
This is He wanted to speak privately with you. And Randall, I'm leaving it up to you guys to speak about.
All right.
Business.
Send him in when I am done speaking to Lady Nasara.
Excellent, excellent. He'll get up from his chair. He'll walk out. Have a good evening, Lord Tornar, and he'll shut the door.
Okay.
And he will make his way down to where everybody else is at.
So he looks to Nasara, and he hands her a data pad.
I hope you're not mad about the slaves. We just couldn't leave them there.
He motions to the data pad.
She'll look at the data pad.
It's a bounty for you.
Not there.
And it lists you in Nar Shaddaa.
Oh, great. Okay, who's the bounty listed for or from?
There is a general contact name at this point, but it's actually going through the guild.
This is going to complicate things.
He
How much are
says.
you worth?
He says, "This
Oh yeah,
is
how much am I worth?
you're actually worth 1,000 credits right now."
Oh, well, I mean, okay.
You're disappointed.
He says that obviously is not much right now. I'm certain that now that they've gotten wind of your relative location, that's going to start spiking the more interested parties become. I don't mean to fuss, and this is why I'm doing this behind closed doors. But there was a strict reason why I needed all of you to keep your head down.
Yeah,
You're not the
this is gonna
only
make things
one
more
that this
difficult.
sort of thing can fall down on. There are others on your team that have secrets that would probably like to have them kept.
Yeah. Okay.
I did what I could. I have put some word out there that you went further into the Outer Rim territories and away from here. But that isn't going to last long. So going forward, you're really going to need to play it safe.
Okay. I mean, I could go into hiding, take Marek and set up somewhere else more low key.
And how exactly do you think that's going to help? We've been over this. That's why we brought him in closer.
No, you're right.
Especially with what we know now, it's even a greater risk. The last thing you want to do is wind up on some backwater planet somewhere thinking you're alone when really you're just without backup.
You're right. You're right. Okay, well, for the time being, one of these slaves knew us from before. I thought we might be able to keep her close.
I am going to let you take care of these three. Communicate with whoever you need to in the house, make whatever arrangements you need to with my cousins. But whatever happens with them, that's on you.
Okay.
You know the operation well enough, so, and I trust your judgment there. So I'm certain you know at least something to these individuals that you've brought forward that you can probably point them in the right direction.
Okay. Anything else you need from me?
Your thoughts so far, outside of obviously the indentured servants that I've apparently purchased?
Honestly, I thought, you know, aside from the ostentatious beginning of the operation, everything else went pretty well. I'm liking this team more and more.
Good.
Kind of feeling things out, and I think we worked really well together.
Good. Okay. That's all I have for now. Just
Okay.
be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
And if you could send
Trade.
yeah, hold on a second. Send Mr. Kenner in. Apparently he had some questions for me.
Of course. I'll see you later. And she'll bow and then exit,
He nodded his head.
and then she'll look for Drade in the hall and say, "You wanted to talk to him? He's ready for you."
Excellent. Thank you. Did everything go okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Cute kid, by the way.
Thanks. He's full of surprises.
All right. So he goes ahead and he straightens out his shirt and whatnot, and then he goes ahead and walks into Lord Torinar's office.
Okay. I mean, he's still in there, leaning back in the chair at this point. He says, Mr. Kenner, I'm told that you had some questions for me. And he motions to one of the chairs.
Yes. And he goes ahead and sits down. He says, "Thank you for talking to me directly. I know this is outside of what protocol is supposed to be, but given certain information, I just wanted to clarify one or two things." And he looks behind himself like, is the door still open or did it close?
Door's closed.
Okay. So why was it? Are you willing to say why we went to get Randall?
That is an interesting question. Why exactly is it of importance to you? I'm curious.
Well, to me, it seems just quite odd that he and I know each other from a while back, years ago, in fact. From different lives, you could say. And given how you seem to find all of us just kind of wherever we were, that's impressive. It seems like you had a specific reason to get each of us together on a crew.
You'll forgive me for being vague for part of this. Obviously, that I have my own reasons for keeping this information apart from everyone else, but I think it goes without saying that you're not the only one with secrets.
That's fair. Everyone's got their thing. I understand. But do you know my secrets?
How much do you wish for me to say out loud?
If you know what I think you know, that's impressive that you would actually want me on this team, given history. That's not a concern of yours at all.
Have you paid attention to what we're doing so far?
Well, fortunately, we've been doing some things that are I'd like to think anti-empire. At least things that they themselves would not even bother to do, saving people who deserve to be saved. Uh, um, I'm just not sure what your angle is, but if everything's on the up and up, I'm willing to trust you, and it seems that you know who we all are and who I am, which is impressive, to say the least. I've spent a lot of time making sure nobody knows who I am.
And I understand that. I will continue to be vague in my replies, and I do apologize, as I understand you are looking for answers, but I will say that your secrets align with mine. If that helps.
Really? Interesting. Well then. Very well. Then thank you for seeing me, Lord Turner. I look forward to piloting everybody to the next mission you send us on. And yeah, sorry about being obvious with this one. I know we were supposed to go in under the radar, but yeah, we just couldn't let those people stay there.
I understand, and that is a sentiment that Lady Nasara has shared as well. Keep in mind that you're going to run into a time, perhaps sometime soon, in which that won't be a choice that you can make. You're fortunate that this didn't go as poorly as it could have. But as I warned her, your secrets are your own, and you obviously have your own secrets. And the last thing I think any of you would want is your secret affecting somebody else.
Right.
And compounding that issue. So take care in what it is that you wish to do. We don't have the opportunity to be as charitable as we might like in the universe we find ourselves in.
I understand. Well, again, thank you, Lord Tarnar, and may the Force be with you.
And so he nods, and at that point, before you get up, the door comes open, and it's Randall.
Okay.
He's got his things. He's got his things here, and he looks around. And he says, "I was told to show up here." And he says, "Oh yes, Randall. I have somebody here to meet you. I'm sure you don't mind if Drade is here for the time being as well." And he says, "Oh no, I don't mind. Kid and I go way back." And at that point, he ends up flagging down his security on the intercom and lets them know that they can come in. And another door that opens up into his office comes open. And standing there in, I don't want to say nice, because usually when you say that, it indicates some money, but well-kept clothing, probably middle-class looking, by way of Star Wars, older-looking gentleman with a man in full Mandalorian kit walking beside him with his blaster with his rifle tucked down, and they were both, the older man was talking. He's got very short, kind of cut military, cut hair, and as they come walking in, and they actually both see you, and they kind of pause, and they both say in unison, they're like, "Kid?"
Do I recognize either of them or both of them?
You recognize the older guy, Cal Skirata.
Cal Skirata. Okay.
The Mandalorian armor, you don't. whoever's in the full kit, but they both referred to you as Kid.
Okay.
Does he have his helmet on or off?
On.
Okay. Hard to recognize him with helmet on.
Exactly right. And then as they look to you, they look over to. Hold on a second.
All these names.
No.
Randall?
Ugh. That is why I have a timer on people who end up liking the channel to chat. I still get spam every so often of people coming in and saying, "Oh, hey, we can get you hooked up with bots and we can make your stream the best of the best." And
Right.
bye. So anyway, then they look over to Randall and they both in unison they go, "Sev?" And he looks at him. He's like, "Cal? Atten?" And they both they're like they have like this long, somewhat uncomfortable pause. Like, holy crap! They had no idea that they were, that either of them were going to be here. And at that point, they walk over and they give, a warm embrace. Atten is actually a part of Omega Squad.
Okay.
And it's
So
clear.
then-
It's clear Sev knew exactly who he was, even in the kit.
Gotcha. So then, yeah, Drade's like, okay, all right. What's this? This is the strangest reunion. What? How? This is amazing.
And he kind of like looks around and Cal at this point. If you ever read up on Cal Scarata, he's a very hard individual, but he's actually a very caring individual. Like, he's known for being one of the hardest of the hard, but he's also known for being a crying male. Like if something touches him, that tear is going to come down, sort of thing. He's just, it's just one of those things. And seeing Sev there, it actually kind of brings him to choke up a little bit. He just did not expect this. And of course, at this point, Lord Toronar, stands to rise, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't interrupt the moment at all. And Atten, looks to you and he says, "I hate to say this, Commander, but you look a little underdressed."
You don't have to call me Commander. I haven't been Commander in years. But boy, you both are looking great. You've done well all these years.
And so, yeah, he's just like, yeah, well, we escaped the Empire, and me and my brothers, we became one of Cal's boys. So, Kyber here is our father.
Huh.
Give me a language roll if you have it.
Okay, let's see here. I do have languages. Okay.
Can I assist from down the hall?
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
He said blah blah blah. 12.
Okay. You have actually heard the phrase Kyber around, not Kyber, but Kyber. It's actually Mandoa, and it means father, but it's like an affectionate term for father. And
Okay.
and you actually have heard them use that before in reference to Cal. So it sounds like he may have officially adopted them. Like he took those 4 clones and legitimately made, or 5 actually, and legitimately made them his sons. So they're actually Mandalorians now.
Okay. Wow. Father, huh? I mean, congratulations are in order. It makes perfect sense. Don't get me wrong, but wow, Mandalorians. Interesting.
Yeah, even Sev's kind of taken back, and he's just like, "So you became one of the Mandos, huh?" And so they they start chatting back and forth, and Cal looks to Exal, and he says, "I don't know how you did it, Daikut." He says, "But thank you." And Daikut means idiot, but he's using it in grumpy man language, but kind of affectionate,
Right.
like punk, sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And he extends his hand out to Cal, and he says, "Elite." And he says, "Ah, so you've been studying Mandoa now as well, huh?" And he says, "Here and there." And they, at this point, they take it to the other room. They have to obviously disband, and get out here in a second. But you end up some of the idle chit chat you hear between Lord Torinar and Cal Skirata is it doesn't sound like this was a business transaction. It's clear he had no idea this was happening. So this finding of Sev was his way of reuniting one of the boys back with Cal.
Okay.
And through that chit chat, as you're in that room, kind of hearing it, Cal makes a kind of vague mention that he and the boys will be around in a few days to help with the training at this point.
Okay. Gotcha. Did they mention or did Drade catch like the type of training or who they're training?
No.
Okay.
No, like I said, it was kept vague. Cal is, despite being the semi-emotional creature sometimes that he is also very savvy, and you already know that he's going to keep a lot of things in his back pocket. And sure. Just knowing him the way you did and how they operated within the gray areas of Republic, of the Republic, it would make sense. He's still going to keep his cards close to his chest.
Gotcha. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so then they were taken off to a different room then.
Yeah, they're actually he's grabbed his gear and they're heading back out like the way they came. So they may actually be leaving.
Okay, so then he's going to turn to Lord Tornar and he's going to be like, "You had to have gone to a lot of trouble to bring them together. That's awfully kind of you."
It cost me a lot of credits, but it was worth it.
It's good to hear. Yeah, not very many nobles think that that's worth even a single credit, but I'm glad you're not one of those.
I have to take my shots where I can, when I can, and that when Sev popped up onto my radar with some of my contacts, I knew I had to get him out. So that is why I made that a priority for your group.
I see. Well, color me impressed. Any doubts I have, consider them quashed. And we'll be around. Do you know how long it'll be until you send us on another foray, or do we have some time to?
You've got some downtime while I'm putting together the next mission specs, and I'll have that to Lord Tycho probably within another day or two.
Sounds excellent. Well, again, thank you, Lord Tarno. I appreciate it.
Of course.
It's up and heads out.
Okay. So at this point, the whole team is now in the in an adjacent room, probably kind of waiting expectantly as to what's going to happen.
I didn't want to jump in on the independent scenes, but as soon as I see Tycho, I'm going to ask him.
Yes.
Did you tell Tornar that we're supposed to send booze to Club Lost for like 6 months?
Oh shit. That's right. I forgot. Ooh, that's gonna sting. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. And he'll like close the door.
Good catch,
Oh
Mike.
boy. Yeah, that's
That was the price
Yeah.
we paid for Randall's freedom.
Silly little things like, you know, I'm a big picture guy.
I take it he didn't ask how we accomplished the mission. He's just like,
No.
done.
So he'll walk back into, well, no, he won't walk back into the office, but he'll go to where the office is and see if he can get an audience with Lord Tornar.
Okay, so what do you just knock then?
I'll just knock.
Okay.
If there are guards, I will say, hey, guards.
I mean, you're inside the estate at this point, so there's no
Okay.
guard here, but guards could be summoned, but just knock on the door.
Okay.
And he says, come in.
And Tycho's going to open the door. Lord Tornar, so good to see you.
Lord Remarch,
Yes.
did we forget something?
We did indeed forget something. The price for Randall's freedom was 6 months of alcohol to the Lost.
I'm
And in
sorry,
particular-
to who?
To the Club Lost. Yes.
So I am sending booze to a club.
You're selling booze. He'll pull out his data pad. Apparently, there's something. What was the?
I think it was
Deal was
tariff
like we would-
free.
It
we would,
was.
yeah. We would
Yeah,
give it
like
to- we
going
would sell it to
under
them
the
at
radar.
We
Sorry,
sell it to
go
them
ahead,
at
Mike.
cost to make sure it got to them.
Yeah.
And then they could resell it at full price and make a bigger profit.
Right. Okay.
In essence, prohibition kind of. You're
Yeah.
undercutting the huts so they don't get their cut, and anything that they sell at the bar is like directly in their pocket.
Yeah. So he will go ahead and explain that to Lord Tornar. Apparently, there's a deal that we made. There was, I guess, the club owner was holding Randall, and he wants booze for 6 months.
Okay. Future note, make sure that is in your report when we have our first meeting. But that is not a bad price to pay for coming back with this individual. So I will see to it that Lady Nasara has that information and that your team can then determine who they're going to go through to make sure that gets taken care of.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lord Tornar. And he's backing up, and he's closing the door. And now he's running back downstairs.
Okay.
Oh, Montan. Wow. You saved me and all of us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm
Whew.
wanted to make sure that like they didn't come after us next time we're near Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, how did that go over?
He was surprised, and he was mad that I did not have that in my report, which, to be fair, should have been in the report. That is my mistake. So, but be that as it may, I do have some bad news for all of us.
What?
So, since we were not as quiet as we should have been, we're being docked 3,000 from the pay.
Yeah.
I wasn't told anything about quiet. I was said make a disturbance.
Oh, Alatak. He's going
I
to pull
don't-
out his... Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think that was because of you. I think it was because we bought the slaves.
Yeah, it was our fault. That's why we're being penalized. But how
Oh.
would you like a job, employment, money, steady income?
I don't know a lot about your team. I haven't had a chance to really speak to everyone here.
We have droids. We have
I
an
know.
android.
Except for you, Montan, you speak well for the rest of the group. Drade, I like the way you fly. But where are we on political agendas for this group
I have no political agendas.
or political ties?
I am a prince of the Happen not Confederacy. Oh Lord, have mercy. Consortium. That is my political tie.
You're asking how we feel about the Empire?
Yes.
Oh, that. Oh.
Unfavorably.
Not very good.
All right. So we have that in common at the very least. As long as we don't pry into each other's backgrounds too much, I would see myself as fitting into this team.
Excellent. He's gonna pull out his data pad. He's gonna come
Well,
over.
that does seem to be a prerequisite for this team.
Set the data pad down in front of you. Just sign right here.
What am I
Welcome
signing?
to you're signing a contract.
No, I understand, but it is maybe explain the contract or give me time to read it. One or the other.
Sure, you can take all the time you need to read it.
You want to explain the contract to him, Davey? You should still have the notes.
I do not have the notes.
They were from our first game.
Because the sheets fly out of the paper pad. Hold on. Let me see if I still have them. If not, they have flown out. Nope, that's Eevee. That's Angler. That's Remus.
You have notes on everybody else.
That's Roxy.
Who the hell's Roxy?
Oh, bad
Not
juju.
in this, sir, not appearing in this game.
Right.
They're not appearing in this universe.
I mean, don't underestimate her.
Let's
Oh, no.
see. Unfortunately, nope.
Hang
It'd be
on.
interesting if we had like a villain
Eric?
that was common over all of.
Can I pull out my data pad and pull up my contract?
Please
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
save
do
me.
that. Which I also don't have the notes, but I mean, I have the information in character.
Well, the notes are actually
Okay.
all the way
I
back
can.
from when Mike first took the notes on 320.
I can. Read
Oh,
They're the very first set of notes in the Star Wars notes section.
Oh, does it have the thing?
It does.
Looks like it does.
Oh, here it is. Workers get a 6-month contract for 500 credits per month. The ship refuels are included. Minor repairs are included if done in-house. There is a high value recovery of 10 to 20% and an extreme danger pay of 20 to 30%. And
High value recovery for this dude.
And just recently, Lord Tornar has purchased a small living space, so you don't have to sleep on the ship. You have your own room if you choose to do
Yep.
so.
When in downtime, yes.
When in downtime.
Like a small apartment somewhere, or
Yep, small apartment, and he'll pull up the little.
It's a small shared apartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making a separate page for my employment contract so I can get to that again.
So the 500 credits per month, that is what's called a downside. So that means if for some reason in that month that you didn't actually go out and do anything, you're going to get 500 credits.
Oh, okay.
So like
But
this
if we-
particular job, the whole team got 10,000 credits, docked 3,000 because that 3,000 was going to you. for what happened, and then they get to split 7,000 the rest of the way around.
All right. And then we all have our. I think coming down to is just trying to find out what everybody's skills are to see how we all work together. If we're truly going to be part of a team, but this seems amenable to me. Yes.
Excellent. Am
You
I
have a big
muted?
gun.
Yes, you have firepower, which we are lacking.
That's just a part of what I can do. But yes, I have a big gun.
What else can you do?
I'm very good with melee combat.
Yes, you fight, I fix. He flies.
I do have some
I
programming and
flirt.
repair.
She flirts.
I
I
sleep.
mean, I'm at a remedial level to your droid repair and programming. You know, and I can give Drade, I can give you a break in the pilot seat as well. So, and I've got astrogation. You know, I've got space transport, starships. I can work on shields. So there's some things I can work with on the ship itself.
Woo!
But no, yeah, this seems like I can work. I can do this. I do need time to myself each day, but I can make that work. I just need a whether I need to let you know that I'm taking time by myself, but I do need a point where I need time by myself each day.
Excellent.
How much time?
Um,
Like several hours, or like overnight, or
no, like I just need time to. It could be simply 15 minutes if that's all we have for the day, but if more time is available, I would like more time. So it's not
Okay.
going to
Yeah.
it's not going to impede the rest of the team.
that seems
But-
completely feasible.
But if I say like I need some downtime, only come to me for an emergency kind of thing. So that's I would just let you know when I needed that time.
Everyone has a right to their privacy. I mean, this is reasonable.
I'd like access to swim occasionally. I mean, the last planet, swimming was you had to go to private pools. I have not been to this planet. How are oceans relegated here?
That's a good question. I don't
I-
swim,
I'll look out the
so
window.
I mean, yeah, it's an ocean planet, so you can swim wherever you want.
Well,
I'm not
apparently
sure
I-
if you need a. Is there
Need
something
to-
I can roll to figure that out?
Planetary systems.
Oh, I have planetary systems as well. I'm gonna roll that too.
I'm gonna.
Nasara, you would actually know. So if you
I-
don't have it written down,
Brittany doesn't know, but
Okay.
Nasara would know.
So-
Nasara even has swimming, so
yeah. So why don't you go ahead? Do you have planetary systems?
yes.
Go ahead and roll that.
You forgot to
Would
put
I-
the 6, Todd.
I forgot to do what?
You forgot to put the 6. You put 4D plus 1.
Yeah, you got to make it
Oh.
D6 for the roller to know.
I have it in my notes that all the buildings are on platforms over the ocean.
15, 15, 18. Nice.
So it's like a Camino situation.
16.
I got
Okay.
a 15.
And Todd, you need to roll 1d6 again because your wild die came up a 6.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh. Okay, so that's an 18 total for me.
Yep. So pretty much everybody who rolled has enough to figure this out. The oceans here are semi-toxic, and
Ooh.
they're
Oh.
still trying to clean that up from when the planet was bombarded orbitally. Or it suffered orbital bombardment.
So even though it's an ocean planet, it's not a swimmable planet.
It would not be wise to go swimming in the oceans. No.
Is there a swimming area in the city?
Of course.
Does the how are they being handled as far as like access to the estate?
Who the
team?
the team? As long as they go through security checks, they can't like bring weapons in or anything of that nature.
Okay. And is there like a swimming area
Oh yes,
on the estate?
On the
or,
estate,
like,
yes.
Right.
But is there a swimming area off of the estate?
Okay, so I don't understand the question. You just asked if they
I'm
have a
asking-
swimming pool, and I said yes.
And is there one that's not at the estate?
Yes.
Okay, so
Not
both
not
yes.
belonging to them. There's other people that have pools. Yes.
Is there a public one?
I would. They didn't really go into detail, but I would imagine there is one. Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I will just say you could probably ask Lord Torinar to have access to his swimming area in the estate.
But I've got to leave my weapons in the apartment or on the ship, though, in order to make that happen.
Yeah, that is correct.
Maybe there's a public one.
Well, in my experience, bringing weapons to a public pool is not always a good idea either, though. So.
Yeah, it might scare the kids. That makes sense.
No, but I mean, yeah, if there's water access, that's something I would like to as well. I mean, I've got to be able to swim. So.
Excellent.
And Shelly is currently in chat right now. She just said hi.
Shelly!
Hello,
We miss
Shelly.
you. Hope you feel better.
Psycho Ferret. All right, then I sign away.
Okay.
Before he does, I will put in the little note: needs time alone, needs swim time.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate you putting that in the contract.
And so now we have a couple of days downtime. We actually did not roll for monthly XP. Somebody had mentioned karma, and that was about it. So why don't we do that real quick, and then we can do XP spends. So does somebody want to roll for karma?
And we have 2 birthdays.
We have 2 birthdays in the month of June.
Yes.
Who?
Ashi Jock and Lord Tycho.
So you're in June?
I do have a
Okay.
June birthday.
We'll have to wait for Shelly for next game since she's not technically here. But go ahead and roll for yours.
All right.
So it is 1d6.
All right. Birthday expa.
Yep.
2.
Okay, so 2, and then 1d6 for the monthly.
There's R 1d6 monthly. 1.
Ouch.
Ouch,
So
indeed.
so we have
got
3
3
right now. So when Shelly's able to join us, she can roll, and hopefully she will get a 6.
Yes.
God, my plans just went back like 2 months.
Where do you put that in the character sheet? Is that points?
It's
Where it
character
says
points.
Character points. Okay.
So 25.
So keep in mind, character points can be used to influence die rolls as well.
28. I should make a note of this in the notes.
It works just like karma.
So
If you
I
play
would like to speak with the slaves.
Okay.
Gosh.
I'm sure we had time
Oh,
during the
100%.
time to explain kind of what their situation is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just ask them again, like where they would like to be and how we can make arrangements to get them home.
Okay, so Rin Vanaki, who is the older man, he doesn't have a home to return to at this point. Basically, none of them
Okay.
really have a home to return to. The idea, because he has worked in shipyards before, you guys were going to try and set him up with that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Bess Oral, which is the red female Twi'lek who had the scar over her eye. I'm not too sure what you wanted to do with her, but she's the one that knew who you were.
Right. We can skip her for a minute.
Okay. The last one was Mazakel Orark. She's the yellow greenish skinned Marillion with a single line of diamond tattoos that goes down the bridge
I
of her nose.
thought that was a boy. A young boy.
Yes.
Okay. What did he just have?
He's just a kid. So he doesn't
How old?
really have anywhere to go, but he doesn't really have much in the way of skills.
Is he like working age or
I mean, yeah.
like young adult?
Yeah. Well, teen.
Oh, he's probably going to need an education and
Yeah. What would be an appropriate thing to do for him?
Sat out of school.
I bet he would need like a guardian.
Mhm.
Well, maybe he can stay with the first guy.
The old man.
Yeah, what their names earlier. Okay, well, okay, I'm gonna take Bess aside for a moment and ask her if she would like to stay close.
I'm yes, my lady. I'm almost at as much risk as you are, especially knowing who you are and where you are.
I could see if there's work available here at the estate. You could. I'm obviously, as a part of this team, I have obligations. I'm not here all the time, but I trust this family, and they're good people, and they will treat you well and pay you honest work for honest wages.
She nods and shrugs. She says, I don't have much of a choice, but I will do as you say.
This is not an order or anything. This is asking you what you would like to do with your life. You don't have to stay close, but if you would like to, I would. It's so unusual to have somebody who knows what happened. So I would like to speak with you more.
She
At
says,
some
then that I would like that too, Your Majesty. That I will go where you need me to go.
And also, here I just go by Lady Nasara.
My apologies.
Of course. Okay, then I will make arrangements with the family at the estate and see where they can place you.
Of course.
And then if you decide that that's not something you want to do, we can find another occupation. Maybe get you some training to do something else. You have options.
Of course, my lady.
Okay. and she'll like squeeze her hand and then go back to the others. And she will tell them that there's if they don't mind staying together, that she could probably find them both work at a shipyard in is that first planet that we were at?
Oh, going back to Elrude?
Yes. Right? Would that be a good choice with the company? Or is there
That
a
is
shipyard here that
That
would
is
be
entirely
more
your option. That would just require you to communicate with Drecker and let him know.
Right. But I don't want to split them up if they would prefer to be together.
I mean, they don't really
The three of them.
care either way. If that's
Okay.
well, Bess is going to go where you direct her,
Okay.
which means you're probably going to keep her around locally.
Okay.
Thank you for the raid, Rolling Nomads. Raiding with a party of 6.
Nice.
Yay!
Okay. Well then I'll go ahead and make some calls. I'll talk to Drecker and make announcements for the two guys, and then I'll talk to the
Perfect.
Countess, the Baroness, and
Okay.
see if she can find a place for Bess at the house.
Okay. So, did anybody else have anything else that they wanted to do in this time jump?
Shopping.
Yeah, Owen was going. I was thinking about having my guy do some shopping.
Okay.
Man,
well, you guys have got time then. Go ahead and break out the books, on your respective machines. Divvy up the cash. Do you guys know how much you guys got? 7,000 split 6 ways.
Oops, I think I did that wrong. 1,166.
Yep.
So there you go. That's what you have additional to whatever else you had already on your character to do some shopping in town.
Going shopping from A to Z. Going shopping. Anybody know who's saying that?
No.
No.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey.
I will mention to Drade that because I installed an internal comm link on T4 already. So there is a system that will let us if you're interested, I can buy him some cruiser or transport piloting skill, and we could have him start the engines if we ever need to. And we can actually do that remotely. We can take him with us, and then like if we have to run back to the ship, be like, start the ship.
I could see that being helpful. Yeah, if you're willing, that'd be great.
Well, I'm saying if you want to buy it, I've got a list right now.
Oh, I mean, yeah. As far as buying it, yeah, I can do that. Let's see if we can find that. If you can install it for me, I'd
I
appreciate
can
it.
install it, but it's 2,800 credits.
Wow.
2,800. Ooh, that's steep
just
for me,
You
unfortunately.
know that it exists, and once we get some more money, it isn't
We
done.
can budget for that.
Yeah. Okay. But good to know. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
I want to make my bargain roll for talking down my shop guy. Jerry?
Yeah, go ahead.
$17.
Nice.
Not bad.
I don't have bargain. I'm not even going to bother. It's just 1,166.
There's a chart for bargain in here, isn't there?
I don't know. Last time you just sort of came up with a percentage, and I didn't know how you did it.
I could have swore. That's what I'm saying. I think I actually may have saw it in the book. Let me take a look.
Bargaining results. Here we go.
Yeah, page 50.
So 17 is price is about 65% of local market value.
There you go. So at that point, total up what you're going to purchase, or what you're trying to purchase, anyways, and then take that at 65%. So that's what 35% off.
I would make known that I've got a customized medical backpack that's got quite a bit of stuff in it.
You're a doctor.
No, I just play one on TV. I've been in groups that didn't have a medic, so it's fallen to me. Somebody had to learn how to do it, so I became the man for that.
I don't think anybody is a medic. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we need a healer. We need a cleric.
I have.
Jerry, I'm fine with my Excel sheet, but I'll drop it into chat once it's sorted out.
Sure.
Does anyone have first aid higher than 2?
I have 3.
Okay. Cool.
It's better than me.
What's first aid?
I haven't really put any
Technical.
Oh, hey, I have first aid. What?
I haven't really put any points in the first aid.
2D plus 2. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've got 3D for my first aid.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm going to need more room on the sheet.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm going to buy more stuff.
So while you're going through and doing your spreadsheet of stuff you're trying to buy and making all the things, Lord Remarch, you have another job offer that has come through.
Oh, excellent. Let me get my pen and paper out so I may write this down. And all right. Fire away, Lord Tornar.
Okay. Well, actually, you were told to come back to the estate to his office, so the
Excellent.
job could be discussed.
Yes.
Lady Nasara is obviously there as well. So he explains to you the next job that he has for you is the physical delivery of a payment on Ferrix, and you're going to be picking up a K65 data core.
K65 data
And
core.
that, of course, is returning it. You'll be returning it back here.
Return to Pelagon. Okay, delivery of payment to, what was the name of the planet? I'm sorry.
Ferrix.
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 IX. Aha. Okay.
How long a trip is that? Is it to Ferrix?
Let's
Is a great question. Let me go
let's open up the
pull that up
galaxy
again real
map.
quick.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
So it's an
Everything's
outer.
on
So
copyright.
it's an outer rim territory. So where is that chart that we came up with? Pinned section.
Oh, it's in the it's in the discussion?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's in one of the pinned notes if they think.
There we are.
What are we looking at? The map?
No, not the map per se. What somebody has done, and I'm using it because this was actually a holdover from one of the D20 Star Wars systems that came up with. Basically, instead of looking at the star, from star to star and trying to calculate it that way. They just look at it. Okay, what section of space is it in? Is it in the deep core? Is it in the core, colonies, so on and so forth? So you guys are starting out in the colonies and you're going to the outer rim.
All right. Colonies to Outer Rim. Ooh, another 96-hour job. Okay.
No. You need a faster ship.
You know?
But what he tells you is that your contact on Ferrix is a scrapyard shop owner by the name of Bix Colleen.
Can you spell that?
Bix Colleen. All right. Let's see how close or far I got from the spelling. Oh, not bad. Okay. 2 L's. I put 2 L's.
He also so what he tells you is that the payment is sealed in a container, and if that seal is broken, the contents are destroyed. The lining of the case is designed to shield the contents from active scans. Its weight is going to be somewhere around the range of 35 pounds. The case has been coated with a biological lock, so it's only going to open for her safely.
For Bix?
Yes.
Wait, do we need to bring her with us?
No. You're bringing the payment to her. It's a physical payment.
Yeah. We're giving her the payment and we're getting the data core.
Oh, so the payment is in the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay. I
And
was like, the data core has to stay in the case and it's locked and
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Should something happen to the payment, it gets destroyed.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So he tells you that this job should be fairly straightforward. He does warn you that Ferrix falls in the it falls under the consolidated holdings of Preox Morlana, which is a corporation with ties to the Empire. So you're going to be dealing with CorpSec.
Ooh.
Should
Possibly
anything go
exploring
sideways.
Marlana. Prex Marlana core. Okay. Thank you. Morlana. Okay.
And he also indicates that Ferrix is it's a large salvage market, and because it falls under Preox Morlana for security purposes, things can be kind of sketchy out there. So once again, he stresses, keep your heads down and be very careful.
How is this planet with aliens? What's the ratio?
Non-humanoids. Oh, yes.
It's mostly human, but I do believe that there are some non-human amongst their population.
Okay. So we might be notable. Good to know.
Okay.
Any questions?
Do you have any information on Bix Callan?
Bix Colleen.
Colleen.
He gives you a picture of what she looks like. And for those of you who are interested, just watch Andor episode 1.
Bad feeling about this mission.
Never tell me the odds.
And compensation for this mission.
He says if you are able to deliver the payment and return the core, this will be worth 10,000 credits.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent.
So it's just a simple delivery missions that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
If we can keep our heads down.
I've just been shopping for grenades, but I don't think that's necessary.
I bought an E11 blaster, so.
All right. Well, I will let the others know about this, Lord Tornar. And time. How soon do you need it? Is this emergency situation? Do you need it?
It's not an immediate need, but it is important.
Important. Okay.
So I would appreciate your discrepancy in returning as soon as possible, but I'm not setting a specific time window on that.
ASAP. Excellent. All right. Well, I have some digging I have to do about Ferrix then. I'll bid you a good afternoon, Lord Tornar, Lady Nasara. He will back up and close the doors.
Okay.
And
Did he just leave Nassar in the room?
yes.
I mean, okay.
So.
Oh, he'll walk back in. Oh, sorry, and he'll like grab her.
I mean,
Just,
she
like,
can
pull
open
her
a door herself.
Instead of holding the door open for her, he literally shut it in her face.
Can I roll stuff to learn about Ferrix and the corporation?
And the
Sure.
etiquette of not closing a door in somebody's face.
Planetary
roll that one.
systems.
Planetary systems. Excellent.
Oh,
Dash one. Yes. $20.
wow.
Nice.
Ah.
Okay, so
By the way, after the shopping trip, Montan has 26 credits.
Nice.
wow, he's burning everything.
Well, it was so the droid can now move full speed. It's got a move of 10 like the rest of us, so, like me. So now we can take it places.
Okay.
Sweet.
And some relatively useful skills, at least one or two skills off the ship. So
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Let's not bring it off the ship.
Okay.
you don't know what skills I gave it.
What do I learn about Ferrix?
So the first thing you learn about Ferrix is it's an inhabited, reddish, barren, rocky planet with very little plant life, located in the free trade sector of the galaxy's outer rim territories. Its salvage markets are reputed to hold some of the best secondhand parts inventory in the galaxy.
Crap! I just got rid of all my money. Damn it!
All right.
It actually made the HoloNet news for the Rick's Road protest. During the Clone Wars, Ferrix was a part of the Galactic Republic, but in the direct aftermath of the war, however, the Galactic Empire rose and established a presence on Ferrix. In 18 BBY, so shortly after the Galactic Empire rose to power, clone troopers were on the planet, but were instead met with the anti-imperial protest, which ended up becoming known as the Rix Road protest. A large contingent of clone troopers were pelted with stones as they marched through the main square, prompting their officer to order the troopers to raise their weapons against the populace. They ended up hanging protesters they felt were responsible in the town square.
Excellent. Okay. Par for the course for the Empire, it sounds like. They have no issue shooting civilians. Okay. What do I learn about the Prex Morlana Corp? Preox. Is it Preox? Am I saying this correctly? No.
Yeah, Preox Morlana Corporation.
Morlana Corporation. What do I learn about them?
They are dirty corpos.
All right.
Basically. Yep. They are a conglomerate based on the planet Morlana 1 in the free trade sector in the Outer Rim. At some point in time, probably when the Galactic Empire first took over and were consolidating power, they obviously had to farm some of that out, and Preox Morlana, or the Pre-Mor Authority as they're called, slid in this particular sector and took things over as a way to help maintain power. But they're not specifically a military unit.
Okay, they're not. All right. So they help the Empire out.
Yes.
By taking over, but they're not a military corporation.
No, they're your typical corporation that actually deals with business, but their security forces are all. It would be like having. I hate to make this equation, but mall cops.
Mm-hmm. The mall cops were the ones.
A corporate entity controls the police that patrol malls and whatnot. Mall cops, so kind of that same thing, but on a greater scale.
Okay.
And once again, episode 1, Andor.
Okay, well, let's get the team together. He'll send out a message, just, hey, got a job. Let's talk about it. See you at where would be a good place to, the ship?
Sure.
Well,
maybe the apartment.
Well, the ship, the ship is in orbit.
Oh, that's right.
That's
so
right.
It'd probably be a good idea to go to the apartment.
Yeah. Meet at apartment.
And it's been a couple of days, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tycho's going to make his way over to the apartment, and hopefully everyone is there.
Oh, and practically walks in holding E11 since he had been busy trying to get one.
Okay.
I see you've been shopping, Owen. That's pretty cool.
I needed something for longer range. The pistol isn't going to help me with that.
Nice.
Fair enough. All right, guys. If we're all here, which I'm going to assume we are.
Yes.
We are doing another delivery mission. Easy peasy. We get paid 10K.
All right.
We need to.
If we behave.
Yes, if we behave.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep our heads down.
The behave look immediately goes to Tycho.
Basically, we are going to purchase a data core, and the person that we're going to meet is Bix Colleen, and they will have the data core for us, and the payment is specifically for them. Should the payment be open beforehand, it will self-destruct. So please, nobody touch the container that the payment is in. It has a biolock just for Bix. And we need to watch out for, we're going to Ferrix, which is in the outer rim. So it's going to be another long haul. I think another 96 hours to get there. We're going to Ferrix, which is a barren planet. It's part of the free trade sector, and it's controlled or overseen by the Preox Morlana Corp, which has ties to the Empire. So we need to be on our best behavior.
Would Owen know anything about this from his time in the Empire?
Maybe. You could certainly give it a shot.
Montana, I know you'd like this. They have, the planet is a giant salvage market with some of the best inventory in the universe.
Now I'm
Or
broke.
galaxy.
God, 12.
I can't even buy scrap.
Well, maybe someone can spot you.
Yeah.
Owen, your knowledge would be that the corporation is likely one of many third parties that the Empire farms out to assist them from having to put their own physical presence there.
All right.
In essence, mercenaries, but a way fancier name. They're an actual corporation that does other things, but their corporate security is the one that handles everything.
All right. He starts getting a bit nervous because, given his desertion, they probably would be on alert for that.
We can set up your new identity there.
Ooh.
They will probably have
mean-
an Imperial Identity Station.
Will they have? Ooh. Is there something I can roll to find out if there's an Imperial Identity Station there on Ferrix?
System knowledge?
Like, can we just Google it and be like, Google Maps the place and be like,
What?
Space
One moment.
Google.
Let me
Oh,
hollow net it.
planters.
I will be right back.
Sure.
Let's go. 20 and 1.
Good God.
Yeah. My Google foo is
And that's on
unbeatable.
and that's on very difficult.
Oh wait, also get to reroll that's those sixes, right?
No,
No,
just the first one.
Just the first one.
If it's the first one, then you reroll it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
First one counts as your wild die.
All right.
So Tycho, yes, they would actually have something like that available because
Excellent.
because the corporation would still be networked in with the Imperial Net.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, they'll definitely have an ID station there, so we can kill two birds with one stone.
I'm gonna pull Montana aside.
ah!
I
careful.
I have a few credits I haven't spent. It'd be the equivalent of what we're going to make on this next assignment. So we're going to make approximately 1,600. So if you need to borrow 1,600 from me, I could give that to you while we're on planet side, and you can just pay me back after the mission.
Do you want to start building your own droid?
I don't really have a plan to build a droid at this point. I mean, that's something.
We could buy another chassis.
Yeah, I mean, if you need assistance with your droid, I would just like to take part of that. Take part of the programming and the building of that.
Oh, sure. Okay.
But building my own droid is not a priority right now. I'm kind of learning to be on a team So if this is something that is important to you, I can understand the love of droids. So if that's something that you want to do, if you have some great deal that you can't pass, I can easily give you the 1,600 credits while we're planetside.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I mean, Tycho's loaded. I don't know what kind of liquid assets he has, but I mean, I'm just saying I've got that. So
But we might want to try to get that remote starship starter, just in case we all have to bug out.
no, I think that's a great idea. If we're the droid can start the ship so that we can just easily take off. That's when time is of the essence, moving is quick. Yes.
Okay. And by the way, guys, I'm not doing the French accent anymore. It was just difficult for everybody. So I may come up with a different accent later, but
That's fine. No problem.
too hard for everybody to understand me, and it wasn't worth it. So
This doesn't need to be done right away, but it should be done soon. So does anybody need time to get their affairs in order?
no, we just had 2 days. I'm ready.
Yeah, I think we had a couple of days, so we should be
SARS
be
ready?
okay.
Okay, you're good to go.
We're good.
All right. Let's
All right,
get
so-
on it.
So that is where we're going to stop for tonight. So we pick back up when you guys are starting your third job.
Sweet.
Our next game will actually be June 19th. So tune in to that. Hopefully we will have everybody for that game. This Friday is our vampire game. That's going to be
Let's
starting
go.
at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then back to Marvel on the 8th
Yes.
at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So
Davey, do you play everything?
Yes, I have the everything badge.
I don't even have the everything badge.
I do have the everything badge.
Yep. In fact, the only thing Davey doesn't have at this point is the in-person game that I'm putting together here soon. It's going to be run once a month with Savage Worlds. So
Nice.
that's not going to be online.
Just rename the channel like Davey and his amazing friends.
Yes,
Davey and Company.
Right.
Davey Co. Yes.
All right.
Davey
So
found the Lost Tribes.
Yeah.
thank you guys all for tuning in, hanging out with us, those who chatted with us, those who followed and subscribed. And we will head out from here. Good night, guys.
Night.
Night.
Well,
All right.